Okay, the anticipated homeschool room tour. It's finally happening. So our homeschool room space, actually it's a makeshift room. I will show you that in just a second. It functions as our homeschool room, an office for my husband, and an office space for me as well. So it does a lot of work for us in a very small amount of space. This is my chair. I'll show you my little spot in just a minute, and this even, I guess this has another function as well, because when I wake up early in the morning, like before everybody else, I come to this little corner spot, and this is where I do like my morning reading and devotional or anything like that, and drink my tea. So this is like my quiet time space. This is like the get stuff done space, I guess you could say, because school happens here, work happens here, reading, quiet time happens here. This is a get stuff done space. I also do a lot of my editing in here for my YouTube videos as well. So this is our shelf with all of our goodies on it behind me. We don't have a lot of bells and whistles for our homeschool. This is my very first year homeschooling, like actually homeschooling. We homeschooled 1 year during COVID when the schools were shut down, but my son was only in first grade and my daughter was a toddler, so I don't even really count that because we didn't do a lot of like actual sit down work. We did some workbooks, but we kind of just threw stuff together here and there, and I was working at the time, so my neighbor was helping do some of the work. So I don't count that as like a real homeschool year because there was not real homeschool happening. It was a survival year. This is not a survival year. This is a thrive year. That's what we're saying. We're bringing that energy. Anyways, so I'll share some of the programs that we're using that we really enjoy. I'm not going to share an exhaustive list of everything, but this is the stuff that's working really well for us. We're adding things in as we go. We're taking things out that don't work. So we're figuring out our groove. If you have recommendations for programs or anything like that, if you got advice, lay it on me. I have a 3rd grader and I have a 6th grader, so it's a lot happening there. Thankfully, we can do most things together and or at the same time, and I can help them through whatever level they're at. So let me walk you through and show you everything, and show you my table that I absolutely love that I got from Costco. It's like my favorite part of the whole room, and it works so well for us. So here is my little corner space. If you look out our sliding glass window, you'll see our grill. This is our deck out here. So we have a really nice view. On sunny days, it's beautiful because we get lots of sunlight in. So this is my corner. This is where we store all of, this is like the top shelf is like my stuff. And then this is read aloud. We always start our day with read aloud, and we've been really enjoying it. We're reading through the Music of Dolphins right now. If you've never heard of this book, I'm sure it's probably like an obscure book. I've kept this since my childhood. When did this come out? This was in like my memory bin when I unpacked it, and I still remembered reading this book and how impactful it was for me. So it's just a small book. 1998 Newbery medalist. Anyways, super easy read. I'm reading it out loud to the kids right now, and we're really, really enjoying it. Our next one up is The Mouse and the Motorcycle. We also sometimes do audiobooks depending on the week. So this is my little speaker for audiobooks. Some of our projects we have not gotten to yet. This is a little terrarium that they did make, and it's semi-surviving. We'll see how things go. This is a pick your own activity, so when we have extra time in the day, they can pick something to do. We're focusing a lot on spelling right now. This is a really cool game that I found on Amazon, and it just has, it has like different levels and everything. So you can just have a picture of it and then you have to spell it, or you can have a multiple choice option of how to spell it. There's like, it's great for any age level really, and there's like, it starts with easy ones. Let me show you, hold on, hold please. So like hammer, what is the tool called? If you name it, if you spell it, and then if you need help, here's some options. So that's been one of our more favorite of the spelling options. We also have this maze book that I found on Amazon. Oops. A jumbo book of amazing mazes, and this has been really fun. Down on the lower shelf, during Read Aloud, we start our day every day with like 20-30 minutes of me reading aloud or audiobook. So this is just things for them to tinker with. My son loves these brain game books, origami, we got Play-Doh, we got Legos and markers and stuff back there. So this is the shelf they can grab whatever they want out of. This is the coveted table. I got this at Costco. I'm sure you guys have seen it if you've been at Costco in the last couple of months. At least in our local area, this has been there. I'm assuming it's been other places, but so they usually sit on the floor during read aloud time, and sometimes for some of their work on their computers, which they both have their own computer here, so they store it away in a cubby. Anyway, so they can sit on the ground if they so choose. But the most amazing part about this is it pulls up to like desk level, and then we just grab chairs from the kitchen, which is right through that curtain. We grab chairs, and then they can sit and do writing assignments and such, and we have a board where I can do teaching things, and then they can store stuff in here. So they've got their pencils and some notebooks and stuff. Yeah, it's amazing that this can all just be tucked away, and this can go down. And this has been my favorite, and it's so easy, like, love it. And then here is a view of this wall. So there is hopes and dreams of this eventually being an actual wall. That was just not feasible or possible at this point in our life, this stage right now. So I bought this Amazon like giant curtain rod thing, and it's got like, whatever you call it, support beam in the center there, and I can just close this off. If I open it up, I'll show you guys. So there is, the kitchen. That's where you guys see me do all my meal and food videos. So this is just closed off, so when we do school time, we can focus and we don't have any distractions from the rest of the house. And then this is just real life messiness, but this is my husband's computer, and this is where he stores all of his work documents and such. He also has filing cabinets down here. We have filing cabinets for personal things. And then this is my workspace. This is my computer. This is where I store all of our school items and workbooks and such like that. So it's been very nice to have dedicated space to store everything. Everybody's got their own space for their own stuff, and it's working really, really well for us. Whew. Okay, it's getting hot in here. I need to open up the window. Curriculum that have been working for us. Most of the stuff that we have tried out has been online. Typing.com has been like a lifesaver because both of my kids did not know how to type, like actual typing where you place your hands on the keyboard. It was a big pet peeve of mine that our public school assigns you a laptop starting in first grade, which is amazing. It's amazing that they have that technology. Every single student has it. That's really cool. But they never teach them to type. And so they're just like, it seems like you would want them to be able to use it efficiently, right? And my son said they did like a week of typing practice back in third or fourth grade. But it takes longer than that to, perfect those skills. And so typing.com, they have a free program. You can teach the kids to type. It's like 15 minutes a day. So easy. You literally just log in and go. And the kids are both doing really good with that. That's just like a basic skill that I felt like they really needed to learn. We've been doing teaching textbook for our math curriculum, and that's been working well. It's not my son's favorite thing in the whole world, but it hits all the marks that I need it to hit, And we usually can get it done in about a half an hour each day. So there's lessons, there's quizzes, everything's in there. You open and go, and I love that. And anything that you don't understand that you need to learn is already included in the lesson. So, you know, if they're not understanding something, we can go back and watch the lesson again. And that's just what's working for us for now. It may change in the future. We may decide we don't like it later on. What else? We're about to start Route to Writing. That's also an online writing program. I've heard good things about it. If you use it, please let me know if you like it, if you don't like it. Trying to find a writing program that's it's already got everything compiled, so it's less work for me. Why reinvent the wheel when somebody else has already done that? We've been doing just lots of silent reading, lots of read aloud, finding YouTube videos about science things that we're interested in, doing science experiments that we find at the thrift store. You can find like brand new in the box science experiments, which is amazing because they're so affordable. I also really like this book. I actually found it on Amazon. You know how you can buy like used books on Amazon? Found it there for like, I want to say it was like $5. Backyard Science and Discovery Workbook, and this is a Pacific Northwest specific one. I believe they have them for like all different regions of the United States. We live in the Pacific Northwest, so this has been fun to look through, and it teaches you about the biomes in our area, the forest, the plants, the animals, everything. And so we can just flip this open any given day and learn something about the area around us. So that's pretty cool. That's my go-to if I don't have something else science on the docket. This is easy. I already told you about the spelled game. Books that we have read so far, we've read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe this year. That was a hit with the kids. We read The Wild Robot. That was a hit with the kids. We read James and the Giant Peach. That was a fun one. Is there another one that we read? No, I started Little House in the Big Woods, but my son remembered it because I read it to him several years ago now, and he was like, I remember this story. And he's like, I don't want to hear it again. So we'll put that one aside. My daughter really wants to hear it though, so we'll work it in at some point. Mouse on the Motorcycle is up next. If you have any great read aloud recommendations, I would take them gladly. We started reading through Harry Potter. I think we read the first 2 books like back in the spring and early summer, but my daughter was like, she thought they were too scary. So we stopped those and we found some more lighthearted books. We're okay with that. Some books that have been really helpful to me, because I do have a child with handwriting difficulty. Let me show you. So if you've never heard of it, dysgraphia is a thing. So you've heard of dyslexia, everybody's heard of dyslexia. Dysgraphia is like the writing form of dyslexia, so can read just fine, but the writing can be really difficult, and there can be a lot of letters that are flipped backwards and spelling that is flipped backwards and things like that. This has been a really informative book for me. Handwriting, Brain-Body Disconnect. I found this on Amazon as well, and I can link all of this stuff down below. So I'll put links below so you can find them easily if you're interested. This was really good. Adaptive Teaching Techniques to Unlock a Child's Dysgraphia for the Classroom and at Home. So I've been implementing a lot of these things into our writing. And then this is another one. I believe I also got this one on Amazon. Parents' Quick Guide to Dysgraphia. And this was a super quick read. It's like very small and very helpful. So I've got like a lot of stuff that is, if you can tell, I've got a lot of stuff that is highlighted. So just things to remember, very helpful, very encouraging. It helps you feel normal, because if you have a kid that really struggles with writing, it's really easy for people to just say that they're lazy. And that was what was being told to me, was that he was not trying hard enough. And sometimes that can be the case, but most of the time there's a lot more to it. So there we go. I had to get out of the sun because it's so hot in here. In fact, I'm gonna open the door. So I've had a lot of people comment asking, why did I decide to homeschool? And it's not a simple answer. It's something that we always kind of kept in our back pocket as an option, but it wasn't like really an option. Hold on. Flies are coming in already. There's already flies buzzing around. I was still working part-time these last several years. Since 2020, I was working part-time at a small business that we co-owned. And in January of this year, we sold that small business and I was home full-time for the first time in a while. And homeschooling was something that was in our back pocket in case we ever needed it. It was something I was willing to do. My husband was, okay with and supportive of. And there was some troubling things that were happening in one of my child's classrooms with a student that we felt like was not being handled well, and it was a real concern for us. And that was kind of the tipping point. There was other things, like with the writing, it was really difficult to get the support that was needed for this writing issue that was coming up. And because it was an option for us, we just decided to go for it, give it a year, and we'll see how it goes for a year. We had a great experience with all of the staff at the elementary school that we were at in our district, in our area. Loved all the teachers, loved all the staff. They were incredible. It had nothing to do with them. We had no issues with any kids personally. There was just some concerns about behavior that was not being addressed and was very troubling. Looking future forward for this particular child, I was worried that there was no intervention option, and I feel sad for them and what they were going through. It just didn't seem like the well-being of the entire classroom and the entire school was being considered. It was just catering to somebody that was very disruptive, is what it felt like. And like I said, the staff and the teachers, I had no problems with them. Their hands were tied. It was not their issue. So there was a lot of moving parts to it. It was just ultimately something that we just thought, we have the option to opt out of public school for a year and try out homeschooling and see how it goes. And so we just decided we're going to give it a go, and we're going to see how it goes. We're going to see how they do, if they can catch up in the areas that I felt like that they were starting to get left behind. And so far it's been good. I mean, we're only a month in, so I might still lose my mind, but overall it's been a good experience so far. So I'm grateful for the extra time that I get to spend with my kids. I feel like we are getting to do a lot more fun things than we would have if they were still in traditional school setting and getting home at 3:30 and then having a snack and going to sports and blah blah blah. It just feels like there's a lot more opportunity for us to make memories together, and we're hoping to be able to go on trips each month, not super far away or anything like that, local trips, but being able to do more things as a family during the school year, because it just felt like we were all separated all the time. And for the most part, that's fine, but we're kind of enjoying this for now. Just don't quote me come June and I'm like, I'm done with this. That's where we're at. That's what we're doing. We are enjoying life and we're doing it. If you have advice for me, please tell me. Give me all the tips, all the tricks, all the things. I would gladly take it all. This is my first experience, and there's so many options out there for every subject, for every way that you want to, handle your homeschooling. There's so much out there, and it's really overwhelming. So I just kind of stopped researching and just picked stuff and was like, this is what we're going with, because I can't look into every option that exists. But anyways, that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I think public school is great. I think private school is great. I think homeschool is great. I don't think there's anything wrong with any of them. This was just what our personal feelings led us to do for this year, and we will see where life takes us. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and seeing my homeschool room. I love my homeschool room. It is working so well for us. So I hope you have a great day, and we will see you next time. Bye.